Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Rant 115. It's your boy, the Beanie Bro.
And the Bourbon Bandit.
We're here to talk about something near, dear, and close to our hearts.
That's right.
Conspiracy theories.
Cue the spaceship music. Hey, how do I buy one of those?
Well, bro, let's we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So do me a favor, and if you're in the audience, sit back, relax, take a sip of whatever you're sipping on. Please do not mention whatever it is in the comments, because it's probably something bad. And take it away.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something right now. You want me to describe it for you?
Tell me, when I say conspiracy theory, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I'm thinking of arguably the strongest shape on the planet. And I want you to think of whatever you think that shape is right now.
Okay.
And I want you to put a giant eye right on the top of that. You know what I'm thinking of?
What are you thinking of, bro?
Some dudes that I used to know. Some wise guys that are constantly referred to as the illuminated ones, the Illuminati. That's what comes to my mind.
It doesn't get bigger than that, bro.
No, well, no, that's what that was my main conspiracy theory growing up.
Okay.
Not to say that there weren't others that I was interested in, and that one in particular, just with music, movies, currency, everything at the time for me seemed to point into that conspiracy. What about you?
Okay. I like that because it's all over. It's mainstream. Like you said, it's unavoidable. You look at Hollywood and the media, you see it everywhere. Something that's come up is the moon landing.
Okay.
And honestly, I was always in the camp of,
I like that.
There's no way it's fake. And if I'm being honest, I haven't decided whether I've agreed that it's therefore a non-conspiracy, aka true. However, I will say there's pretty good evidence to support it. Basically, that it was faked.
Okay. How about this? I got another question for you.
Hit me with it.
I have a conspiracy theory that I leaned on a lot a few years ago. You have yours. Why is it that we're so into conspiracy theories? And I don't just mean you and me as a whole. I mean millions of people across the country and across the world, I'm sure. Maybe there's local conspiracies, right, that we're unaware of, that people believe in wholeheartedly. So my question is why do we have such a fascination with these conspiracy theories? What is it? What draws us to them?
You know what? That's a good question. When you say local, I even thought of something as mundane as like the Loch Ness Monster, right?
Boom.
We all learned about that in like elementary school.
They even made a movie about that.
Exactly.
I watched it. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah. But that's a good question. And I think what entices us is similar to a human's question to whether it be, if aliens exist or whether there's a supernatural figure that controls everything like God and religion. I think it's our desire as human beings to want to seek mysteries and the unknown. I think what entices us is when, whether it be the media, political or celebrity figures that are always telling us, no, don't look into this.
Yeah.
This is perfectly normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing crazy about this. Or whether it be on the opposite hand, where all the evidence tells us, hey, this isn't lining up. And to my point, important figures are saying, no, just stop right there. There was a time where people would make YouTube videos on the Illuminati.
Yeah.
your preferred conspiracy theory. And if you brought it up, you were looked at as a joke.
Right.
And hey, why are you bringing this up? There's no way that could exist.
Yeah.
And look at today. In the media, it's unavoidable. You see celebrities throwing up the pyramid sign, various signs to showcase that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if there was no media coverage on Area 51, for example, nobody would care. Nobody would wonder about some random plot of government-owned real estate in some obscure state that doesn't really have anything going for it. No offense.
I like Vegas.
Nevada is a great state to all my viewers in Nevada.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
We love it.
Yeah.
However, if nobody pointed to it and said, no, don't look here, we wouldn't ask the question. It wouldn't even be a thought. I can't think of, as a civilian myself that never served in the military, I don't know the list of government buildings, agencies for that matter, or facilities. I don't know them. But why do I know Area 51? Because people are telling me, hey, don't look into it. It's just a conspiracy theory.
You know what? I'm gonna add on to that one. So, as someone that did serve in the military, right, I can attest to the fact that sometimes information is withheld from us. Reason being is, if it has a mouth, you know what it'll do?
What'll it do, bro?
It'll talk, right? So, the less mouths that can speak on something, the better. So sometimes it is better to just say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, I ma'am, I sir, and just go on about your business.
You can't handle the truth.
I do see that point. But going back to the Illuminati, right? You covered it earlier that the symbolism is, I think, what feeds the conspiracy the most. Because, for example, say you and I are in some university and we see some of the people in our class wearing a distinctive outfit, speaking only to each other, and then in between classes, instead of going to their next class, they go somewhere secluded. We witness that daily or maybe weekly, and we notice that that's what they do on that date, at that time, whatever, how often they do it. We would eventually start to think about, what are they doing, right? Mm-hmm. And if we ask them, let's say we get comfortable with them, we get to know them, we say, hey man, what do you do every time? Like, you don't even go to the next class, you're always late. Where do you go? Yeah. And they tell me, oh, nowhere, don't worry about it. And I would imagine that would get us more interested in what the hell are they doing?
We're going to ask more questions.
More questions. And I think that's part of the fascination, is we are obsessed with the unknown. And even if we get an answer, we still want to believe there's more to it, because we know how complicated life is. Nothing is really as simple as A to B, right? There's so many curves and twists and things that we know because we can resonate with that from our own personal lives. So when we hear like, oh, the Illuminati doesn't exist, this is just this, but you see other things, you see the symbolism, you see the music, you see people reference it, some people will firmly believe that that is alive because of evidence that is supporting that idea. Whether it's relevant or not, whether you're just making imaginary connections, that's up for interpretation, right? And I respect that. But the point is that you can't argue that people are obsessed with it. And again, the Illuminati is just a small factor. Like, you can flip the back of a dollar bill, you know, you see the all-seeing eye. You know, you can see the owl that some people were, connect with the Bohemian Grove and another secret society. Skull and Bones, right? Society from Yale that some of our presidents in the United States are known to be affiliated with. George W. Bush, even his opponent at the time, John Kerry, from the same society in that same university. So there's not denying certain facts. It's how stretched do you take the truth to come up with a conspiracy. I think that's what fascinates, because every conspiracy has some truth rooted to it. For example, what are your thoughts on Pizzagate?
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
That's a whole other one.
Again, it goes back to the point where if somebody who believed that conspiracy brought it up and said, hey, this is why I think this is the factual evidence to support it. And they said, and other people who opposed it said, you know what, fair point. However, this is the evidence to disprove that. And then there was some form of disagreement. I think people would eventually leave it alone. But because the people who oppose said conspiracies immediately jump to, you're a conspiracy theorist, we immediately go, oh, wait. There's something they don't want me to know.
Right. There's more to it.
And even if the evidence is even on both sides, I'm more inclined as an outsider to say, oh, well, the fact that they reacted that way just incentivizes me to either A, look into it more, or B, believe it more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I said, there's great evidence to support that the moon landings were real.
Yeah.
But if somebody makes a common sense point, which is, hey, how did the camera basically get up there before, or even something similar, the test footage to show the atomic bomb at the time. There's that video camera placed in there that shows that house being exploded. How did the car and the house get blown to smithereens, disintegrate before my eyes, but the camera didn't? You know what I mean?
They had a really good warranty.
You know Which is hilarious. But again, if people said, oh, you know what? At this time, there was this particular product that could survive it, that impact. If they just made that argument, I'd say, okay, great. And I'd never look into it again. But because they say, oh, no, that's just a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want me to look into this. You don't want me to ask further questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it goes back to Pizzagate. You know, so I mean, you tell me when that first came up, like, what were your thoughts?
My thing is, at the time, I'll be honest, I didn't know too much about it. It wasn't until the Epstein list came out, or just Epstein's charges, right? Him being arrested, the alleged, all these things that popped up as a result of Epstein being charged. That is what led me back to what was this whole Pizzagate thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it really put things into perspective. Like, was I blowing it off as a conspiracy thinking that people are reaching, or was there some type of actual correlation between the two topics? And I will say this. Epstein is disgusting. And I don't stand for anything that he was associated with. My question is, with so many things going on right now, right? The current state of our political climate, just the world as a whole, I'm genuinely curious as to what other people think about Epstein. I can believe that there's so many of us that don't believe that he committed in that cell. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can also believe that people believe that there is a list that is being withheld. I can believe that we only know a fraction of what that story is being told about.
Absolutely. Take away what he did for a living, how he accrued his wealth. That's a conspiracy in and of itself, which a lot of notable YouTubers have gone over, and I watch the videos and I see their points. But take that away, think about his, as they would say. However, everybody on both political sides knows it was.
You heard it here first or second, folks.
But again, they say it's. People bring up good points to, hey, where's the video footage? Why it may be and they immediately go to, hey, you're a conspiracy theorist. Hey, now people are going to look into it even more. And there's so much evidence out there to prove that the tampering of the evidence, the way they released it, even on our modern day administration, they said they were going to release it. Now they don't want to release it. Now they're hesitant. Mm-hmm. Again, now it's just asking further questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so interesting how the lack thereof questions on a specific conspiracy begs us to look further into it.
Well, it goes back to, again, just the name conspiracy, right? To call it a conspiracy, there has to be some truth in it. Like,
Yes.
there can't be a 9/11 conspiracy without the two towers being blown up in some way.
Yeah.
Right? Whether
and
you
there
believe
be
it's
something fishy about it.
yes,
you
whether
know?
it's through a controlled demolition, whether through a terrorist attack. The point is that the end result is that there were two towers that went down.
Yep.
For the Illuminati, people will argue there's some truth rooted to that because there was an actual secret society known as the Illuminati that was founded in Germany in 1776. In Germany, which is also the same year of our nation's Declaration of Independence.
Which is pretty wild. I'll be honest. Even I didn't know that.
You get what I'm saying? So that just goes back to it. Oh, and you can even tie some of it into the Freemasonry. You look at
the Freemasons?
Come on
I know
now.
a little bit about that.
Come on, and there's lodges here till this day. And the conspiracy goes from, well, there's Freemasons, there is a Masonic order. The question is the conspiracy comes from how deep and how powerful is the influence. Like now we think one of our strongest influencers are what? Celebrities. So the conspiracy thrives upon the participation of those same celebrities. The Illuminati can't exist if you don't have either top influential politicians or top influential celebrities that quote unquote are a part of this society. You can't have the masses controlled by something if you don't have somebody who has influence. Let's think of it. Beyonce, Jay-Z,
Yep.
most of the rap hip hop industry.
Taylor Swift has
Taylor
been
Swift.
somebody that's been thrown out there to be involved in the Illuminati.
Taylor
I mean,
Swift.
she got more views to be brought up on the Super Bowl. You tell me you don't think that was slightly scripted,
Right.
or manicured to be that way?
And let me just say this. Some people who feed off of the conspiracy, maybe some celebrities that go, wow, they think I'm in this organization or in this society. Let me feed off of that. Let me feed off of this wave. In fact, Rick Ross and Jay-Z have a song called Freemason. Because
Oh, you're right.
because of the fact that there's a conspiracy that they're associated with these secret societies. So what did they do? They said, okay, if they think we're in this society, why not just come up with a song that details either our affiliation or what we have to say about that? And in that song, Jay-Z says, quote, I said I was amazing. Not that I'm a mason. It's amazing that I made it in this maze that I was in. Lord, forgive me. I never would have made it without sin.
Wow.
So you encompass all that together. I mean, come on. You're addressing the allegations, but also still feeding it.
Yep.
That's genuinely crazy. And that's something that, again, just flip the back of your dollar bill. Right? Look at these people like George Bush Sr., right, talking about a new world order. And that being something that blew up when people reference the Illuminati, because they're known for saying, hey, our whole goal is to have a one world government, otherwise known as a new world order.
Yep.
And then when you hear politicians, influential people using that same language, obviously people will bridge the two ideas together and say, this is no longer conspiracy, this is fact.
Absolutely.
And we're obsessed with that because we want to make these connections.
Yeah, I think back to when we were growing up, I would watch a bunch of different celebrities make the same gesture, whether they're on a talk show, whether they're in their performance, whether it be an athlete, a musical artist, actor, you name it.
Yeah.
They're doing the same gestures. And I feel like anybody trying to disprove that would say like, oh, well, it's just a modern myth. It's just your everyday civilian trying to form a distrust in elites and institutions to discredit them. which is a fair point, and I can see why regular day people would do that, so they can compare and contrast and say, hey, I'm important. There's no way this random person, whether they're a singer or an artist, actor, just showed up one day, got the part, made a single hit, and now suddenly they blow up and they're famous. Your average person is going to say, you know what, there has to be a reason why. Otherwise, everybody has talent in some form or capacity. Think about this. If you're a music lover like us, like my bearded bourbon over here. We love music, right? Think about all the songs that we listen to, and you're like, wow, that's an amazing song. It's got great lyrics. It's catchy, great tune, great beat. And you're over here looking at the Apple Music views or the YouTube Music views, Spotify. It's got like 1 million listens.
Yeah.
And then you hear something like Taylor Swift. No offense to my Taylor Swift fans, but in my personal opinion, I do think it is tasteless, overplayed, and there's no real meaning behind her lyrics. It begs the question, how does that become a hit? I know there's a bunch of 14-year-old girls in the U.S., but there's no way we let that be a hit.
I have something to add to that.
Please do.
Have you ever heard of the term industry plants?
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think that's a genuine thing. Somebody
Absolutely.
that the industry wants to put into, whether it's the music industry or the movie industry, even the podcast industry, they will put and highlight and promote somebody so hard, so fast, with no... I'm not saying they don't have any talent, because in order to sustain what they're promoting, they have to have some form of talent. But they didn't go through society's vetting process.
Wow. I like that.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because yes, there can be one-hit wonders, but in order to sustain yourself being the industry plant, you have to have contributed something that was of some value, that your random progress, that your random success wasn't questioned. We automatically assumed it's because of what we just saw right now, and we don't question how did you get there.
Yep.
A lot of comedians speak about that. About how when they were coming up, they were doing their initial stand-ups, right? Working crazy hours, doing open mics, all the crazy things. And comedians now, for example, the most recent quote-unquote industry plant comedy-wise that I had heard of was Kevin Hart. However, we don't question it because we've seen movies where we're like, okay, this is enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just becomes a norm. Oh, yeah, that's Kevin Hart. Of course he's going to be in this movie. Of course he's going to be in that because he's this. But we don't really know what it was like beforehand. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. What if he attained that other people had to struggle through different means to obtain? It begs the question, what conspiracies or what things did he have to do to skip all that progress? Think of it like a video game,
dude,
right?
You're right up my alley.
Think of it like a video game, right?
Yeah.
You can either pay to win, buy the battle pass, get all the cosmetics, get the nice power up, or did you have to play the game, beat a boss at a low rank, and then get all that XP from it, and then progress through it? To me, that's how I relate the industry plant conspiracy theory, right? Which I agree, I do believe in.
I think that's a thing, yeah.
And that's what separates your common folk, like us, I would argue, to people that have obtained success where you question it. You say, you know what? I mean, the song was pretty good. They were okay in that movie, but I didn't think they were that good.
Right.
I didn't think they should be so idolized to that point where, as you said, they're sustaining that level of entertainment.
I agree, and I like your comparison to it being like a battle pass or like a cheat code. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, society is rough. Like, if your parents don't raise you right, the world will check you eventually.
Yes.
So I will say that the world is a harsh place, and if you can vet the harsh realities of the world, then you're pretty much set. We tell ourselves, "Oh, he's filtered. He made it. Don't question it."
Yeah.
But if he's starting off and you're like, "Who the is this fool?" Everything you do when you start is questioned. Even us right now, what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Who are these dudes? Right?
Yeah.
Who are these guys? Right? What is the Rant 115? Who is the Beanie Bro? Who is the Bourbon Bandit? Right? We haven't proved ourselves yet. We're going through this vetting process.
Exactly. And people are going to say, you know what? I think they're boring. They're stupid.
And you know what I'll tell them?
What are you telling them?
Listen here, buddy pal. Not only are you wrong, but I'm gonna get the Illuminati on you.
You know what I mean? Like, I get the whole
Hey,
thing.
overnight we get 1 million subscribers.
I'd be like,
Illuminati.
nah, man. But you get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, conspiracies is something that we will resonate with. The truth isn't truth enough.
Wow. I like that. You just pull that out of
Literally, dude, the first of all, I'm going to put my on this mic so you can hear me pull it real quick. That's the pull right there, dude. I agree. The truth isn't truth enough for many of us, right? If I tell you that the sky is blue and you tell me why, me telling you the sky is blue wasn't good enough. You want more. You get what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
We will always want more. We are skeptics by nature.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna throw you a freaking curveball.
Dude, please. I love baseball, so I'll
Dope.
throw it
Dope
right now.
reference.
I'm on plate.
You know how you said the sky is blue?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the world knows the sky is blue, right? But think about this. You know how if I were a quote-unquote conspiracy theorist, and how I would displace that statement is I would say, well, if we're in the Matrix, then what we're seeing is just a figment of our imagination. And what some machine or some entity or the Illuminati might want us to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
I have.
What if the orange isn't the color orange? I know it sounds like a pot-smoking circle question.
I get you.
It sounds ridiculous, but you think about it. All conspiracy theories go back to the Matrix. And what's the first thing that YouTubers refer to when they say you finally broken past the truth point of a insert said conspiracy?
Kind of like when you break past the friend zone.
Yeah. But they say, hey, you're out of the Matrix now.
Yeah.
That's why that movie is so revolutionary, because the whole concept of the movie is that you're in some conspiracy.
Right.
And you find it to be true that it's all fake. So think about it. Anything could be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And that's why we're so obsessed with them as citizens, residents, human beings, is we want to know the answer why. And if there's no good reason to say otherwise, then I'm going to support it.
And now he has to overcome another obstacle. So I'm going to support him. I'm going to lift him up. And I'm going to be there for him. Because I see the way he fights. I see the way that he works. And I know who he is as a person.
I'm going to continue to ask questions.
Boom. Wow. I love that. That's well put, dude. So you know what? So we're going to ask you guys. Why is it that we enjoy conspiracy theories? Why is it that truth isn't truth enough? We want to get your honest thoughts here. All right. Again, just two dudes hanging out. The Rant 115. We want to get your thoughts. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the views we've been getting, the likes. Honestly, it's really surprised us, and we're humbled by your support. So let us know any conspiracies that you like that we didn't cover, and we're genuinely curious to see what we missed. I'm sure there's so many that we couldn't name just for the length of time. Otherwise, this video would literally still be going on right now.
100%.
So keep us posted with what you think we missed, even on our talking points. Maybe some talking points that we didn't cover. Let us know. Give us your honest opinions. And again, we'll hear from you soon. Please give us a like, a subscription. Support our rants. Support our channel. And thank you for the ride. We appreciate it.
Boom.